and it was emotional abuse, verbal abuse, public humiliation, for the sake of the call per se, or for the sake of submission, or for the sake of this is what you're supposed to do in ministry. And so I watched myself along with some other individuals' lives were shattered in the church.
Right.
Um, and the emotional abuse and the verbal abuse was, the shock was still there even years after I left, because when I became depressed and I had idle time, those words that were spoken to me began to come back up again.
If the person can only inbox you, if they can only text message you, if they can only say congratulations in private, if they can only push you from behind the scenes, and they're not willing to get on your wall, they're not willing to get under the post, they're not willing to get out in the open, then they were not the person that's anointed to help you in the new place, though they may have been anointed to push you out of the old place.
I was still on time. I was still doing outreach. I was still doing intercessory prayer, but I was bleeding on the inside.
So with dealing with trauma, it's good to either know that you are in a better place or a bitter place. And I just choose to be in a better place.
And that probably is the pin in things, not knowing or having a clue who my biological father was. It landed me in a place of hardness. Then thereafter, I made it very, very important. My focus goal was to make sure I did not need anyone, because of course, being passed from hand to hand with the expectation that people would care for me.
Found resilience in his presence. And so my story again is different because it's not so much people on the outside as much as suffering silently, because you can be smiling and still not be happy. You can go on with church, you can do the church stuff, you can still preach, still sing, and still go home and be miserable. My worst days were Sunday, because I would be really good in church, and then as soon as the last car drove off the parking lot, I could feel depression drop back on me.